Our story begins a long time ago. It was around the year 850 CE. We find ourselves in the green highlands of Ethiopia. Here, a goat herd named Kaldi watched his flock. Kaldi was a simple man who knew his goats very well. He spent many days with them in the fields. One day he noticed something quite strange. His goats were acting unusually. This made Kaldi very curious. Kaldi saw his goats munching on bright red berries. These berries grew on a small, unfamiliar bush. After eating these berries, the goats became very lively. They seemed to dance with energy. They did not want to sleep at night. Kaldi had never seen them like this before. He wondered if the berries were magical. So Kaldi decided to try the berries himself. He picked a few of the red fruits and chewed them carefully. Soon, he felt a new energy surge through his body. He felt awake and alert, less tired than usual. The berries had a powerful effect. He understood why his goats were dancing. Kaldi was excited by his discovery. He took some of the berries to a nearby monastery. He told the monks about the energetic goats. At first, the monks were not sure, but one monk decided to try them. He found they helped him stay awake during long evening prayers. Soon other monks started using the berries too. This was the start of coffee's amazing journey. From the highlands of Ethiopia, coffee began its travels. It did not take long for people to learn about these special beans. The knowledge of coffee spread first to Yemen. This was just across the Red Sea from Ethiopia. In Yemen, people started to grow coffee plants. They learned how to cultivate them properly. The port of Mocha in Yemen became famous. It was a key center for coffee trade. For many years, Yemen controlled much of the coffee supply. Coffee became very popular in the Arab world. It was sometimes called the wine of Araby. This was because it offered a stimulating effect, like wine. But it was a drink that was permitted by Islamic law. People loved its rich aroma and taste. Coffee houses, known as kahvekhane, started to appear. These were first seen in cities like Mecca and Cairo. They became places where people could meet. They talked, played games, and enjoyed coffee together. It took some time for coffee to reach Europe. This happened around the 17th century. Venetian merchants were great traders. They brought many new goods from the East. Coffee was one of these exciting new items. When coffee first arrived in Europe, people were curious. Some were even suspicious of this dark, bitter drink. They called it a bitter invention of Satan. But others loved it immediately. They enjoyed its unique flavor and its energizing properties. European powers soon wanted their own coffee. They did not want to rely on Arab traders. The Dutch were among the first to succeed. They managed to get coffee plants. They started growing coffee in their colonies like Java in Indonesia. The French and the British followed. They planted coffee in places like Martinique in the Caribbean and in India. This broke the Arab monopoly on coffee. It helped coffee spread to the Americas and all around the globe. Coffee was on its way to becoming a worldwide drink. As coffee spread across Europe, something new emerged. This was the coffee house. These were special places dedicated to drinking coffee. The first European coffee houses opened in cities. Venice had one of the earliest, around 1645. London soon followed in 1652. Then came Paris, Vienna, and many other important cities. These coffee houses were not like taverns. They had a different atmosphere. They were places for conversation and thought. Coffee houses quickly became very popular. They were centers for social life. People from different walks of life could gather there. Merchants discussed business deals. Scholars and writers debated new ideas. Politicians talked about current events. In England, some coffee houses were called penny universities. This was because for the price of a cup of coffee, 1 penny, anyone could join in the discussions. They could learn a lot from the conversations around them. It was a new way of sharing knowledge. The cultural impact of coffee houses was huge. They played a big role during the Age of Enlightenment. Many new ideas about science, philosophy, and government were discussed there. Coffee houses helped these ideas to spread quickly. They were places where revolutions were sometimes planned. Newspapers were often read aloud in coffee houses. This helped people stay informed about the world. Artists and musicians also found inspiration in these lively places. They became true hubs of creativity and intellectual exchange. Coffee houses changed daily life. They offered a new kind of public space. Before, people mostly met in homes or at church. Coffee houses were different. They were open to many people. They were relatively affordable. They provided a warm and welcoming place to sit. People could spend hours there, reading, writing, or just talking. They became an important part of the social fabric. The tradition of meeting for coffee continues even today. It all started in these early, exciting coffee houses. Coffee continued its journey. It became more than just a drink. It became a major global commodity. This means it is bought and sold all over the world. Huge areas of land in many countries are now used for coffee plantations. Think of Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia, and Indonesia. These countries produce millions of tons of coffee beans each year. The coffee trade connects farmers, traders, roasters, and drinkers across the globe. It is a massive international business. The production of coffee has a big impact. It affects the economies of many countries. For some nations, coffee exports are a vital source of income. It provides jobs for millions of people. These jobs are in farming, processing, and selling coffee. However, there have also been challenges. Sometimes coffee farmers do not earn much money. There have been concerns about working conditions on some plantations. People are now working to make coffee trade fairer. This is called fair trade coffee. Coffee's cultural importance is stronger than ever. It is a part of daily life in so many countries. Different cultures have their own special ways of making and drinking coffee. In Italy, people love a quick, strong espresso. In Turkey, coffee is brewed thick and often enjoyed with sweets. In America, drip coffee is very popular, often taken in large cups. Scandinavian countries drink more coffee per person than almost anywhere else. Each place has its own coffee traditions and rituals, so coffee has come a long way. It started with Kaldi and his dancing goats in Ethiopia. It traveled across deserts and oceans. It fueled conversations in coffee houses. It became a global business. Today, billions of cups of coffee are drunk every day. It wakes us up in the morning. It helps us focus during work. It is a reason to meet with friends. From a simple red berry to a worldwide favorite, coffee's story is amazing. And its journey continues, with new flavors and brewing methods appearing all the time.